All right, we on? We live? Oh, man, we live, y'all.
No.
We back once again. Daddy issue. Dads.
Let me burp.
Still dads out here. You know, ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed.
Still.
We doing questions today, man. This is a questions episode.
All questions.
All questions, dog.
And you know what's funny? Somebody actually just hit me. He was like, "Did y'all ever go back and revisit like some of the questions and some of the topics?" And here we are.
Here we are, man. This is like an all berries episode of Daddy
all
Issues.
berries. That was
all
the best
berries.
thing they ever did.
Man. It's like,
The
this is
best
overdue.
thing Captain Crunch ever
This is overdue.
did.
This is overdue, man. All berries?
Original Captain Crunch was whatever.
Oh, without the berries?
It was
just there. But then the crunch berries, like, yeah, man, if we could just get all berries. And then finally. But they didn't debut the all berries till I was kind of tapping out on the sugary cereal. So
Yeah.
like, man, where was y'all at in my prime?
Yeah, my sugary days ended kind of early. Because even I remember my mom and dad used to buy this Quaker Oats, like, the granola type cereal. And by high school, I was like, this is delicious.
Oh,
The
yeah.
granola was so good. I was
Granola
over,
is
and my brother was
fantastic.
he was still in the all berries.
Yeah.
I never tapped out on Apple Jacks and Frosted Flakes though. I never tapped
Apple
out.
Jacks is outstanding.
Frosted
Flakes is too much.
I had to defend Apple Jacks on Great Taste, and they act like I was wild.
Apple Jacks is
fire.
fantastic. And the milk after?
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
man.
Patrick, Kev, any
They
of
were
y'all
just hating
listening?
on that because they had to.
Yeah.
Because Apple Jacks is fire.
No, but they was hating before we started shooting.
Really?
And they was like, you going to defend Apple Jacks? I was like, yes.
Apple Jacks is outstanding.
So
man.
good. And Frosted Flakes, I've always.
I used to love it as a kid, but then I felt the cavities.
Oh, it was so good.
Because that's sweet. They'll sit in your teeth. But,
I remember I had Frosted Flakes before I had regular cornflakes.
Oh.
So I didn't know. I went back when I was at my auntie house and they had cornflakes. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh. You didn't put no sugar in there?
I tried to, but it just sit at the bottom of the bowl.
it
So I
does.
had to get a scoop of sugar out the bottom of the bowl.
Oh, man.
Oh, it was terrible.
When I think about the amount of sugar I used to put on top of cereal, it's disgusting, though. Like Rice Krispies and cornflakes. It's disgusting how much sugar I used to put in there. That's why I was fat as hell.
How much we used to put in Kool-Aid?
I was Fat's Domino out here. And now I know why. The sugars.
We was in them sugars.
Man,
It's
the
so
bottom
good,
of the
though.
bowl was disgustingly packed.
Yeah,
with
you scoop
sugar.
it. You scoop it out and eat it.
Oh, my
I used
God.
to do that.
Oh, wait, you ate the raw sugar?
Yeah, when it was in the bottom of the milk, I would go in and eat it. I was out
But
of
I would
control.
drink it, though. I would drink the leftover milk, and then man, diabetes was waiting on you, boy.
Yeah.
Thank God I made it out unscathed. Anyway, questions.
Berries. You get so sidetracked.
Bubba Giles. Bubba Giles.
Bubba Guy. Is that a real name?
I don't know. I don't think it's real.
Sound like a folk singer.
Bubba, tell us if your name is real.
A bass player in a band.
Right. Bubba Giles.
On
His
bass,
debut
we had
album,
Bubba Giles. Give it up for him.
Bluesman Soul.
Boom, 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 boom.
I just watched this thing on remastered on Netflix about Robert Johnson, the blues man they said he made a deal with the devil because he got so good at the guitar. Like he disappeared for a year, came back, and was like doing stuff veterans couldn't do. He only recorded like 29 songs, and then he died. Like they say he was poisoned. He died at 27, and then they was like, yo, so many people have died at the age of 27 that were legends. And they were like, did they make deals with the devil? Jimi Hendrix, Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, all 27 when they died. They like, did they make deals with the devil?
Well, they were a lot of those were self-inflicted deaths.
Well, they were like drug use and but they were deaths nonetheless. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Bubba Giles.
what are your thoughts on cohabitation before a marriage? Do you think it strengthens or weakens the relationship?
I think it's necessary.
It's a great question. I'm currently living with my girl before marriage, and we did it fast. Like for me, I did it like super quick, surprisingly quick for me, especially how skittish I am. It just happened like, you might as well just stay out here. It was like that for me. Like you might as well just stay out here. Like had let's say I met Sabrina and like we lived in the same city, then I wouldn't have done it that quick.
Yeah.
But since she lived somewhere else and was like, there was nothing really holding her there, I was like, you might as well stay out here. So it was like that for me.
I remember when I was seeing, I was like, do you live here?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
she was like, here. And I was like, you just live here, right?
right. And so, like, but had we met and lived in the same city, I wouldn't have been like, you can stay here. I'd been like, nah, we'll just date. You know, you can stay the night sometime.
If you don't live together, I still believe in spending a lot. Like me and Cotty didn't live together early, but I stayed at her house. I was at her house like 3 nights a week.
That's how it happens. With
I
a lot
was
of,
at
lot of
her
people.
house a lot. When she made me my own drawer, I was like, I'm here a lot.
Yeah,
I had a toothbrush there. So we didn't live together, but we did. But we didn't.
right. But you still had the separate
Yeah.
spaces to be like.
But I think it's important. You got to know people's habits. You got to know.
you got to know people's
what they
habits.
like. You got to know. You can't just sign that paper and then be like, oh, I'm finding out all this stuff.
Because y'all need to match on the living condition too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a big part of a relationship. Like,
Man.
do y'all mesh well on the living quarters too?
And if you don't, how much can you tolerate?
Right.
How much can you live? Because we don't match, but she's gotten better. But
Yeah.
I was able to tolerate her messes,
Yeah.
and I just pick them up after her. She's gotten a ton better.
Right.
She still be doing stuff.
It's like what can you tolerate? Like for me, like I said this on a previous episode about Sabrina. Like she doesn't do. She'll cook. Her strengths are she cooks and then washes the dishes after she cooks. But other than that, in terms of just like taking the initiative to like clean the toilet or the shower or stuff like that, she doesn't have that initiative quality. It's like I gotta be like, man, you ever gonna do any of this other stuff? And they'll be like, So it's more so, and I feel like it's a constant battle with me. Like before I got in a relationship with Sabrina, I had roommates. And like when Chaz was my roommate, I had to pretty much train Chaz to just do regular stuff like dishes, cleanups, vacuuming, sweeping the floor, mopping. People just don't do this naturally, and like you gotta. And then like sometimes you want to step back and see when are they gonna do this on their own, and then you just sit there and then the pile up is real until you explode.
This is what makes me annoyed. We live in an era where there are dishwashers and Clorox wipes, and so it's not even like before you had to like get products and get a rag and a Clorox wipe. We have Clorox wipes in every room of the house.
Right.
If the bathroom, you don't even have to take a wipe out, wipe the sink down, wipe the toilet down. It is done.
Yeah.
And literally like a minute.
Right.
You don't have to spray nothing, rinse out a sponge or a rag, nothing. You just take a wipe and do it, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why stuff, dishes, I cook all the time, and I just do the dishes as I'm cooking.
Right.
Because what are you watching the food? You just sitting there like, okay, cook.
Yeah.
No, just knock out the cutting board. She leave the cutting board out every morning. Every morning I come downstairs because she didn't made them toast or waffles or whatever and leave it out. I'm like, just put it in the sink.
Right.
Or just wash it out real quick. Like I don't. when I use it, and then I just don't buy the excuses. Like with the boys, I'm with them majority of the time by myself with two of them, and I still get everything done. There's been the occasional day she come home. I was like, it was hectic in here. I was trying to answer emails and blah blah. And it was it's pandemonium in here. I'm struggling because scrapping their dinner together because I got to run out and do a show or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, you got to clean this up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But for the most part, she'd be like, the boys. I was like, but I was out of town for 3 days.
Yeah.
And none of these clothes got folded in
let
3
me tell you
days.
something, man. I don't be buying excuses. I don't buy 95% of excuses.
Yeah.
I just don't. Cleaning up, washing dishes, mopping, sweeping is not hard. It's not time consuming. So and so I had to get used to that. And so, going through Chaz, my old roommate, the stuff he was doing, I was just like, oh my God. Yeah. And then he got better over the years. Like I lived with him for from 2012 to the end of 2017. And so he got better over time, but it was still just like stuff. And then right after that, and it was like other people living with us too.
Yeah.
And this dude, my boy Mike Francis, he was outstanding.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Mike Francis.
He would fold his stuff up. He would clean, you know what I'm saying? Unprompted. Just he would clean up on his own steam as an adult.
Mike is good people.
Man. And so I was like, yes. And then, and then Sabrina's excuse was, I don't know, I didn't want to overstep my bounds. I didn't know what you wanted cleaned and moved around. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it's getting clean, I ain't tripping on that, you know. And so that excuse only could run so long after I already said I don't care. And then, you know, so it's a learning process. Like, can y'all live together on that tip? And as far as does it strengthen or weaken the relationship, it depends. Like, if they totally, the way they live their life, if that's just straight unattractive to you, it's going to weaken the relationship.
But it's a good thing. You don't need to be in that relationship.
Right.
You need to find out who people are.
I can't handle this.
It's better than nip stuff. I can't stand when people are so afraid to break up. So you want to go through the crap for 10, 20 years and waste each other's time? Just get out of there. You not for that person, they not for you. Get out.
Right.
People are so afraid to just get out. Mm-hmm. And instead, you think it's more logical and more rational to waste each other's time for years? That's stupid. That's stupid on both your parts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. Get out.
Yeah, man. And you gotta also see how they spend their money comes into play too. Like, are they good with money? Are they good with finances? Are they good? Are they gonna chip in on the bills, the rent? What are they bringing to the table on a financial aspect? You know, are they making bad choices? Are they just overspending? You got to think about that as well. Living together too. So, you know, because you don't want the lights getting cut off. You don't want to get evicted because they ain't putting in their share on the other side. Or like if you're the breadwinner and they're not really bringing the money in, then all right. So what are you bringing to the table if you're not bringing the finances in? So y'all just got to work that out as well and see where that goes and see if y'all can, you know, coexist on that front. So it just depends, man. Bubba?
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
Sage D asks, what are your thoughts on homemade gifts? I didn't know people were still doing that after you get out of elementary school. Like, unless you're like a carpenter or something like that. I didn't know people was making like homemade gifts like that.
Homemade gifts happen all the time. Like whether it be, depends on, you know, who it is. People draw, people paint, people make stuff, you know. I love a homemade gift because I feel like that's truly from the heart. It's gonna be original.
Yeah, it's
gonna be something that you can't find just anywhere. So I'm gonna be like, oh, you.
I guess when you put it that way, like if somebody made me a portrait,
you made this for me.
I'd be like, yo, this is dope.
She was the producer, Maya. Yeah. She painted me. That's hanging up on my wall.
Yeah.
To this day. To this day. You know, so I was just like, man, you drew me.
I guess, yeah. Well, I guess because I have kids. When I think homemade gifts, I'm like, I want no macaroni. You
think of the necklace made of popcorn?
Yeah, I just automatically be like, I don't want them.
I'm all for the homemade gifts. Yeah. Like I love it. Cause
first of all, you know me. Was the homemade gift cheaper than what you was gonna buy? Then yes,
it's a gift, Keon.
But I still don't want people spending money even when it's on me.
I don't either.
Spend money on me.
But you can't turn it down. If it's homemade, it's already the time and effort has been done.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
You're not supposed to know how much the gift costs.
But if it was homemade, it probably was cheaper than whatever they was gonna buy.
It depends.
Because they didn't have to pay for labor.
It depends. But the time.
Oh, I respect the time. Yeah. That's what makes it nice.
Mm-hmm.
Homemade gifts, yeah, I'm for that.
Homemade gifts are outstanding. You know, if you getting homemade gifts or if you giving them, man,
I'm down with sentimental gifts too.
Oh,
like if you gave me, you know what I mean, for example, somebody's like, it's your birthday, what do you want? Nothing, and then I come out and you made a DVD of like my childhood memories, cut it. I'll be like, oh, this is dope,
right?
You know, something like that. I'll be like, oh, this is tight.
You did this for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I love a homemade gift, man. I appreciate it. I don't like people getting me gifts. Let me just clear that. I don't like. I'm definitely the type of person to be like, don't give me nothing. But when I get a homemade joint, my eyes be jiggling. You know, because I appreciate the thought. That's amazing. Isis Francis.
Not to be confused with Mike Francis.
Oh yeah. You know, Isis Francis. This was my first semester with a 1-year-old daughter, and it was so hard at times, even when her dad did return to our lives. How did you and the Baker Boys' mom manage? Okay, so we had the Baker Boys while in college. You probably know that already. So it was tough because my ex-wife, she was a nursing major. And so Serene was born in 2000. So by that time, she was already, 2 years in maybe, because she went to New Mexico State. We both got to New Mexico State in 98. And she was already taking like the the pre-nursing classes she needed to take in high school, and then went because she was like nursing all the way through her college career. It definitely gets tough schedule wise, child care wise. Even with both parents doing their share, it's tough to have like a 1-year-old or a fresh baby and still going to college. It's just gonna be hard. There's no way around that, even with the help, because of the sleeping arrangement and depending on what the dad is doing. I'm not sure what he's doing. We were both in school at the time that Serene was a baby, and then we were going through like breakups during that time too. So it was just tough all around. But I give major props to Ree for holding it down on the mom front, and putting in work on the school, because she never wavered on her schooling ever. She always went to class. She got it done. Grades was good, and she was a fantastic mom. So, but I know it was tough, and also she had the help from her mom and her sisters and stuff like that. So there was help coming in from different places, but it was still just like a big challenge, and that's how we made it. That's how we made it work. A couple times I would take Serene with me to go study and stuff like that, or you studying while they over there playing. You just make it do what it do, and we got through it though. My grades was trash though. Rhea is a much better example of how to do school and be a mom than me, because my study acumen wasn't the best. So I would be, I'd be there with Serene, really focused on him, and then I'd be like, I'll get to the homework later, or I'll do it tomorrow morning right before class. That was me. Last minute McGee. I'm doing 10-page papers the night before. And it was just,
No, that's the best time to do it.
Oh man, especially you typing all this stuff. And then when you hit the double space, you already, the double space click. Woo! You like, man, that double space. Anyway, so that's how we made it work on the school parenting tip. But much props to Ree, my ex-wife, for doing what she was able to do. And she graduated in 4 years, man. It was no fluff. It was no fat. She got it done fast. And she's still in school now. She taking classes now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yep. I mean, she stopped for a long time, but now she wants that master's. So she's going for it now while, raising teenage boys, taking the classes, and working. So she's always been a worker bee, man. And I give her much props on that.
Reed's dope.
Yeah.
She's good at game nights.
Good at game nights, too. Good at game nights.
I don't want to mess his name up.
Dinero?
Dinner roll? No, I'm just playing. Jones asks, I saw this question actually. You guys I actually responded a little bit. You guys' comedy is much cleaner than the average comic. Is this on purpose because you're dads, or just to keep yourself open for more, because I believe you can go from clean to dirty, but not vice versa? I told him on the page, and we've talked about this 1,000 times. I don't know if ever on here, but it's not so much that we're clean. We just get away with a lot. People just don't notice it. I've done a full hour before, and I'm talking about sex, suicide, molestation. I'm cussing. It's all kind. I got off stage and this lady was like, "You know what? I haven't seen many comics be as clean as you were." And I was like, "Were you not listening?"
Right.
But I think your delivery allows you to get away with stuff that people just don't. They just don't notice. They didn't hear it.
Right.
Either the way you said it was softer or whatever. Like, Cat Williams, you notice his cussing.
Right.
Because it's just motherfucking Denver. Like you hear it, but if you drop that behind something else or say it in a different voice inflection or whatever, and people just, and you smiling all the time and whatever, like people just don't notice it.
Yeah.
They don't notice when it's not hard.
Cause some comedians, every other word is a cuss word, is hard, is hidden, is super raunchy, and then that's all you tend to focus on. But like with me, like I consider myself a PG-13 comic. Like I cuss here and there. It's like, sporadic throughout, and you may just not even notice it. And I think that's what a lot of it is. It's like none of my material depends on the cuss words.
Yeah.
And I do have adult material where I talk about sex or something like that, where I can't do on clean shows. But if they said just no cussing, then I can do my whole every joke I've ever made. I can just do.
Yeah.
But for me, part of that is like, intentional, because my mom doesn't like a lot of cussing. Like, she doesn't like all the cussing. She just hates cussing. I don't know why. She just doesn't like it. And so I always try to be mindful of that. Like, I want my mom to be able to watch my comedy and not feel like, oh God, this is just too much. So, I mean, I'm a cuss here and there. She's just gonna have to feel every piece. But I want it to still be like she can enjoy my comedy and not just be completely turned off by it.
Yeah. I mean, to the part of the question of keep yourself open for more, yeah. When I started out, people was like, man, make sure you're able to work clean, because, you'll get a lot more work.
Right.
It's easier to put you. Matter of fact, these cruise ships I'll be doing.
Cruise ships, you have to
be clean.
You got to be clean on the cruise ship.
I mean, the store you're on, you got to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely, you cut yourself off when you only can do one. Even when you're at a show and you didn't know, like, I'll be at the Ice House and they'll pop the head and be like, y'all know this is a clean show, right? And I watch the panic.
Yeah.
Of all the comments. I'm like,
man.
okay. And they be like, it's like,
right.
It's not hard to do. So yeah, it does give you more work.
It does.
And it does. But I think delivery matters, because I'm not clean and people just don't notice.
Right.
They just don't. They be like, you was so pleasant. And I was like, what?
Right.
I literally said I was going to shove a baseball bat up the lady's ass. Like, what? You didn't hear that?
The way you said it.
Yeah, I thought
they
you were just
tell
talking
me
about
that
a friendly
all the
game
time.
of baseball.
I'll be like, I cussed. Like, I didn't hear it. And to your question, you believe it's easier to go from clean to dirty than vice versa?
I don't know.
I don't think I could imagine Sinbad cussing up a storm on stage.
Yeah.
Because he's been clean his whole career. I think it would be jarring to hear him cussing all of a sudden. But I think a dirty comedian can go clean as long as here's what I have noticed. When comedians that started out kind of rated R, when they do clean movies, they're not as funny. And I feel like it's just due to the script. You got other factors involved. But let's take Chris Tucker, for example. When he debuted on Def Jam, he was cussing. Like, his stuff was edgy. He was talking about sex and cussing. And then when he got cleaner, you see him get cleaner in his movies. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of less funny. And then his last special, it was just less funny. And I don't think it was due to the cleanliness. I don't know what it was, but it was just a shift. And like, I noticed that sometimes. But you got Eddie Murphy, who super raunchy, raw, but his PG-13 movies work as well.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the.
I think it's actually easier to go from clean to dirty. I mean, from dirty to clean, because you take, when you're used to somebody, no matter what we say, when you watch somebody for a long time, that character they play on TV or whatever becomes who you think they are.
Right.
So like when people found out Bob Saget was filth, they were like, I don't want this. Like it's not. It's easier to just not cuss. Like, that's easier to do. Like, if Cat did a whole special not cussing, I don't think people would care like that.
Right.
They would just be like, oh,
as long as he kept his mannerisms the same and his same
material,
energy,
people would just be like,
you could be good
okay.
to go.
But if, like you said, if Sinbad, or if,
that would be jarring.
Somebody, like when Tamala Mann and what's his name made a sex album. I mean, adult R&B album. And everybody was like, even though they know Christians in relationships have sex, it's like, I don't want to hear that from you.
Right.
So it was just weird. It was just weird. It would have been a lot easier for them to be already dirty and then make a cleaner album. Yeah, and people were like, oh, okay.
So I agree with Keon. Like, it's easier to go dirty to clean.
Yeah, once you get typecast as, corny or clean or whatever, that's what people want. It's hard to see. Even actors, when you play a lot of clean roles and you play the hood role, I don't believe you anymore. Right. It's too late. Like, I didn't believe, I saw Jamie Foxx, show before I saw Original Gangster.
Right.
So seeing Braxton as a gang, I was like, this?
Right.
What?
Yeah.
It didn't match.
Yeah. That's for me, like, comedically, I don't want to get stuck in any category.
Yeah.
Like I want people to see me. Yeah, I can get adult or I can be clean. I want to be either or. I want to be able to have that
I'm all over the
flexibility
place.
where if I want to talk about adult stuff or I want to cuss, it's not too much of a distraction.
I want to be able to talk my mood.
Right, exactly.
Whatever mood I'm in. Sometimes I'm not happy.
Uh-huh.
So this set gonna be a little darker.
I don't want to be in a box. So, you know.
I
And
feel
when
you
you
on
see
that.
me live, I'm naturally PG-13.
Yeah.
It just depends on the night. But I can definitely do a squeaky clean show too. So
Yeah. Now the squeaky cleans aren't as gratifying. I will say that.
right,
When people put clamps on me, it's not as fun.
because you're in your head.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, nope, can't say that. You
Yeah.
know? And you can't fully relax when you're in your head. Yeah, you can pull it off. but
Yeah, easily.
you're not
and
fully,
still rip.
Yeah,
And rip.
but it's just something. It's like
And I don't think people know how much we're in our head on stage.
Oh,
I don't think they know
they got no clue.
how much it looks like we're on it. It's a million things going on, like a
Mhm.
million at a time. I don't know how we're even able to do that, actually, to keep all those thoughts. And, like, we're in one joke, and I'm already 6 jokes ahead in my head thinking of what else.
And they looking at us like, he in the moment.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's a lot going on up there.
My brain is just...
It's
It's
a
that
lot.
scene in The Kingsman in that church where he was just fighting all those white supremacist people.
It's
That's
a
how
lot
my
going
brain
on.
is when I'm on stage, just at any moment. I'm like
It's
all
a
over
lot.
the place, all over. Especially me, I'm not a scripted. You know, on tour I've been like sticking to the set list,
Yeah.
but normally on any given night around LA or whatever, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, that's why I be having bad dismounts.
Oh, my dismounts are just.
I'll be like,
garbage.
okay, I'm gonna end on that note.
I've
I
been
don't be
getting
knowing.
better at dismounts, but man, whoo!
You know what's weird? I only have them mostly at Magic.
Oh,
I don't know why. I just be like, I think I'm so afraid to run the light there
yeah.
that I just be like, I'm gonna get off.
You start
And
scrambling
I
once you
just
see
get
that
off.
light. Boom. Anyway, we getting deep with it. Kendrick. I don't know if it's Kendrick or Normally I say Kendrick. But I see the E in there.
Yeah.
Is it Kendrick?
Kendrick.
Kendrick. Kendrick Brown Jr. My girlfriend and I are trying to get our body right for a summer trip in July. What tips do you have for us to get started and stick to it? I say the diet is 75% of it. Make sure that
like
you're monitoring your sugar intake, your calories and fat per day.
and
Like,
sodium. Watch that sodium, man.
that was the most effective thing for me to lose weight. The most effectively in my life when I went from 272 to 217 was counting calories, sugar, and my fat intake.
Sugar's a silent killer.
Oh,
People be
sugar,
sleeping
man.
on sugar. And it's sugar and everything, by the way.
Sugar
It's sugar and everything. Watch the sugar count.
Nutrition facts. Look at those nutrition facts on everything you buy, you purchase, you eat. Try not to eat out at
I'm
all.
about to say, cook at home.
Cook at home.
You wanna drop weight fast. Stop buying stuff and eating out.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're putting in your own food.
Cook.
And when it comes to cooking, like I don't know if you eat meat or not. When it comes, or even if you don't, when it comes to less seasoning and more vegetables, like more onion, more bell pepper, more garlic in your food, you don't need as much seasoning in there. And you just little salt and pepper. If you put enough natural seasoning in there with the vegetables, it'll taste good.
Right.
And it's better.
Right.
And don't be afraid to lift weights. A lot of people are afraid to lift weights. Like they think, and Preacher got a funny joke on it. You think if you pick up a weight one time, you're going to be swole. It's not how it works.
Right.
But lifting weights also burns calories while building muscle. So you don't just lose weight and look all weird.
Bulky.
Like it's another workout when you're lifting weights and you
Right.
get a nice muscle tone. You're not going to get buff. And especially ladies too. You're not going to get buff from lifting weights. Like that's not how it works.
Right.
People have been trying to get buff for forever. It doesn't happen. You're not gonna lift weights. It's like Marlon. We were just talking about that this weekend. Me and Marlon DC because they got the bet going on. DC don't lift weights. He just thinks he's gonna run all day.
What's the bet?
Who can lose the amount of weight the fastest?
Oh, okay.
In a
I
certain
didn't know that was
time.
going on.
Yeah, and DC will not lift weights. And it's like, bro, it's okay to lift weight. You ain't gotta lift heavy. You ain't
Right.
gotta. You just on the treadmill in the sauna. That ain't doing nothing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it ain't. But if you do the cardio and then lift weights too, you'll shred up a lot faster.
Right.
A lot faster.
I always lift light weights.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I just do a lot of reps on the lightweight tip. Like I do like dumbbell. I do like curls at home. I do like 35 35 pounds. I'm not trying to be all like, ugh, ugh. I don't want that look. I'd rather just be lean. And but food, man, food be calling.
Food is definitely the main.
But diet is what you really need to pay attention to, and stop eating out. Even when they say it's healthy, you don't know what they putting in there. They always use oils to cook everything,
Sugars.
And the oils be fatty as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then the
So they're
sugars,
using lard. They don't even using oil. They're using straight up lard.
Sugars in there, so it's just like just read the labels, cook at home, and then you gonna
and stick to it and reward yourself. Like my friend was a bodybuilder. Some people like to be like, I'm going to eat good all week and then cheat on the weekends. And then you end up binging on the weekends like a psycho.
Right.
Eating whole pies and keto. That stuff's stupid.
You can't.
So every 3 days, have a cheat meal. So you eat healthy, healthy, healthy. And then on that Thursday, go ahead and enjoy yourself a piece of cake or whatever, or fried chicken, whatever, and then go back to it. That way you're not freaking out.
Right.
Like, and your body will tell you, when you start eating healthy, your body will tell you when you need filth.
Right.
After a while, you be like, I have to have a cookie because you need the
Rock
sugar.
has a cheat day once a day,
His cheat
every day.
days
His cheat days be epic.
Ridiculous.
It'd be one cheat day a
sushi,
week.
That much sushi and that many cookies.
And the Rock I read about his cheat day years ago. I'm talking like 2005.
They're insane.
He's always had a cheat day, and
Yeah.
now he's he's more ripped than he was when I read the article years ago. So it's like he doesn't deprive himself.
No, you got to
of
do
the
it.
stuff he really loves. So so just have that. But it's all about really just getting into a pattern of like eating good.
And don't fall off the pattern. It takes 3 weeks to build a habit, and I think they said 2 days to fall off, or 1 day.
That's crazy how quick the fall off is.
So you gotta go consistently for 3 weeks and then keep that up. Because you take, I'll make it up. By the third make it up, you're not going no more.
Right.
You're not going. So stay in it and knock that out.
And hold each other accountable.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to be honest.
Be honest. Don't let her slip. And make sure she be on you when you trying to slip. That's the key. Don't be. A lot of times couples be arguing with each other because one of them slacking, you call them out, and then it turns into this big fight. Don't even be scared of the big fight.
Nah. Just tell her don't trip, because you're a guy, you're going to drop the weight faster. That's just how it works. Don't get frustrated.
Right. So, yeah, man. That's it, Brown Jr. Good luck to you both.
Yeah.
Keep us posted. The final question. Oh, this is a producer question. What is good spoiler etiquette?
Oh,
specifically for Endgame and Game of Thrones.
I just say shut your ass up, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand the need. I do understand the want to talk about it.
Right.
But why, even when you post, like, right, Endgame's been 2 weeks now, so people are like, y'all had your time, yada, yada, yada. But why can't you just simply put, before your post starts, spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah.
Big letters, so everybody knows I'm going to keep it moving.
That's all it
Y'all
takes.
just start talking. Why?
People love to spoil. People just like it. They love doing it. I talk to Shane all the time. Like, why do you like doing it? Because they should have watched it. People
what does that have to do with it?
People got work.
Yeah.
I can't sit there right at the premiere time. I'm doing stuff. Just give me a couple of days.
I don't understand it.
Like it's like they get off on being the first to talk about something. And for me, like, it was online that I spoiled something for Kev's wife, Melissa. And that was purely on accident. I was in the wrong group chat. And that was my bad. I ate it. I was like, I'm better than this. I felt terrible, but it was completely accidental. I get no satisfaction in spoiling it. Matter of fact, I've always been like, I'm not going to tell you. Because my mom would do this. My mom was shady for this. We be watching something that I've seen before. And she's like, I like this character. Is he going to die? I was like, oh, you just got to finish. I'm not going to finish if you don't tell me. I'm like, don't do this. Just watch it like I did. I'm leaving. All right, he going to live. All right, I'm coming back. She would do this to me all the time. She would mess up my integrity as a non-spoiler.
You know what I don't like either? Don't say nothing. Like, people think, I didn't spoil it. All I said was Arya. But that lets me know that Arya's going to do something.
Right.
It didn't matter that you didn't tell me what she was going to. Now I'm looking for her.
Right.
Damn near to save the day. I don't know what she was going to do, but I knew she was going to do something because y'all posting memes and pictures.
When they put her head on top of Damian Lillard, I knew before I saw the episode she's going to do something spectacular. Yeah. Luckily, I saw her putting in work in the middle of the episode. I was like, oh, that's what they were talking
exactly.
about. And then when I got the surprise, my head blew off.
But
Well,
I
other
don't
than that,
know. Even with old girl, the last one, people was posting her name. I was like, well, something's gonna happen to her.
right.
Don't post nothing.
And like for me, like I posted something that she said, but nobody knows who said it. I just said Dracarys. And then, you already know who's known for saying it all the time. Danny.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even her. So, if you gotta put something, make sure it's masked and
like mine, every time I do it, I'll be like, wow, what an episode.
Right.
I'll be like, I'll just put in caps, Game of Thrones. Or when I
Right.
saw Endgame, I was like, damn, go see that. Or something
Right.
like, I'm not putting nothing because I know people have stuff to do, and I don't get off on that. I really don't.
It does nothing.
And then when I do it, I'll be like, yo, just seen such and such. If y'all want to talk about it, let's discuss it in the comments.
Right.
Like I saw somebody come on your page and like, y'all spoiling, but they was deep in the comments. Well, get your ass out of here.
Right.
Well, you came in asking for this.
Don't go in the comments.
Don't go in the
because I can't
comments.
control.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna come in and be like, so and so got killed.
Yeah. Don't.
And
go
I
in the
I
comments.
deleted a couple of those before, but I can't keep track. I'm moving on. I
Don't
post
go in
18
the
times a
comments.
day. I'm
Yeah.
out of there. Y'all still in there food fighting? I done left.
Yeah, that's the thing. We get out. Like I said, the
Yeah.
dude that hit me today, he was like, I apologize. I'm like, for what?
I
We
don't
was
get
going back
comment
and forth. I
notifications.
was out of there.
Man, so yeah, that's the deal, man. All right, y'all. That was a question episode of Daddy Issues, man. As always, if y'all got questions for us, ask us on the YouTube page in the comment section. We'll tackle them on the show. You can find me, Tony Baker Comedy, on everything. TonyBakerComedy.com is the move.
At Keon Polee on everything.
Yeah. Everything, man. We appreciate y'all listening, asking questions, tuning in, telling people about us, man. We appreciate all of it, man. And until next time, we out here.